Hey everybody and welcome to episode 7 of the Homecoming with me, James, from the Football Manager WizKids. Now, like I said in the last episode, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring you a live com in the next and final episode of the season because I wasn't sure how it would pan out, how or if we would make the playoffs. It turns out we didn't make the playoffs, so what I'm going to do is run through the games that we've played and kind of wrap up the season as a whole, and then we'll talk about how we're going to get on moving forward and into season 2. So if I remember rightly, we played Stirling in the last live com. So moving on after that, we went away to Cowdenbeath and we lost 3-2. And we decided to try and switch things up and go for 3 up top for the remaining games of the season. In that game, Mark Kelly and Connor Higgins, the youngster we signed from Partick Thistle, got the goals. We then went away in the derby to Arbroath and we got absolutely hammered 4-1. No contest there as 1,400 packed Gayfield for that Angus derby. We then beat Edinburgh City 2-0 at home. Goals coming from on loan Hamilton man Mark Kelly and the youngster Blair Charlesworth in a good win for the team. We then lost 3-0 away to Elgin before drawing 0-0 in another Angus derby against Forfar. We then had a 2-0 away win against Berwick. Mark Kelly, Gary Fraser getting goals in that game. The following game, Mark Kelly and Gary Fraser getting goals also in a 2-2 draw against Annan. And we just wrapped up the season, the campaign, with a 2-1 victory, excellent victory. Mark Kelly and Blair Charlesworth getting goals in that game against Clyde, who incidentally went on to win the league even after we beat them. That's the second time we beat them this season. We seem to do quite well against them and they still went on to win the league. So you already know about our cup exploits in this season, and the Scottish Cup we were expected to reach the third round. We got beat in the second round by Gallifrey Rovers. As you see, earlier on in the season we rested a lot of players, played a lot of youngsters and got put out by a team that I've never even heard of. Being competitive was what we were expected of the team in the Betfred Cup. We were knocked out in the group stage. That went on to be won by Aberdeen. And in the Scottish League Challenge Cup we were expected to reach the second round, and we did reach the second round and got knocked out by Forfar Athletic. That was later on won by Dundee United. So as you know, guys, we put on a reach playoff expectation for the team and that never happened. The top spot was occupied by Clyde. They won the league by 2 points ahead of Cowdenbeath, who are in the playoffs along with Arbroath and Forfar. Disappointing to miss out, guys. We did miss out by 5 points, even though we had a good bit of form at the end of the season. So I am ultimately disappointed that we didn't make that. But nevertheless, I was given a new contract a few weeks ago, so we are going to plough on to season 2. In these 36 games, we won 13, we drew 10, we lost 13, scored 49 goals, conceded 53, which is far too much. Almost the worst defence in the league, apart from Edinburgh, who are in the relegation playoff against Cove. Annan finished below us, as did Elgin and Edinburgh City, occupying the spots in between 7th and 4th, or Stirling and Berwick. A little bit disappointed. Our form of recent has been pretty good. Hopefully we can take that into the next pre-season, and hopefully we can make a real push, maybe not only for the title next season, but definitely for the playoffs. So before we get into the player stats for the season, just run you through some of the players who may and may not be staying. Alan Fleming in goals, he will probably move on. Jordan Miller, I would like to think he will stay. He is out of contract, we'll have to try and offer him a new contract. Jim Fanningham, the goalkeeper, young goalkeeper, he will stay and be my backup. Chris Hegarty, he will move on. Terry Masson, the club captain, he will hopefully stay. Pascazio will stay. Ian Campbell, hopefully he will move on. Andrew Steeves, I'd like him to stay. We're going to have to offer him a new contract. I feel he won't accept it. Callum MacDonald, we may look to, I don't know, it's a tough one because he's done okay for us, but we'll see what we bring in and what we look to do with him. Matty Allen, he will go back to Dundee. I will inquire and see how much it will cost to make him permanent. I quite like him. Adam Harwood, he will move on. Alan Moore will stay. Stephen Davidson will definitely stay. Cammy Ballantyne, I've been quoted at about 65k if I want to make him permanent. I don't know if I can afford to pay that, but I would certainly love to take him back on loan, being a really good acquisition from Dundee United. Ryan Ferguson will move on. Liam Ross will stay. Martin Fotheringham will move on. Lloyd Hester will probably move on. Paul Watson, who's a contender for goal of the season in Scotland, you can vote for that on Sky Sports. He scored from over the halfway line a few weeks ago. He will probably move on. Liam Callaghan will definitely stay. Blair Charlesworth, the main man that surrounds my team, he will definitely stay. Kerr Hay, unsure whether he will stay or go. Cal McLeod, who will probably move on. Templeman, who is out for 3 months. I reckon now that injury has really hurt him. 3 months, only 1 goal in 25 appearances for the team. He'll probably move on, the big man. Declan Mill come back. We'll see how he gets on in pre-season. Not sure what we'll do about him. Mark Kelly on loan from Hamilton. I'll look to inquire to see if we can get him on loan again next season or if we can buy him on a permanent basis. Gary Fraser will definitely stay, and of course Connor Higgins, who we paid big money for, he will definitely stay. So that rounds up who will possibly go, probably go, maybe stay. Who knows? It's all about wheeling and dealing in transfer window in the summer. A lot of players will come in on trial, a lot of players will come in on loan, and we'll see what we can do. But the squad is definitely going to be cut in half soon, so we'll see how we get on there. Let's run through the player stats and see how they got on throughout the season that has just passed. So most appearances for the club this season was Matty Allen, who got 40. Allen got 41, Steve's got 40, 37 starts and 4 substitute appearances for Fraser, 38 in total for Ballantyne, and 35 for the club captain, Terry Masson. Top goal scorer at the club this season was Gary Goals Fraser, who got 19 goals in total throughout the campaign and 5 assists. Second behind him was Mark Kelly, who was a really good acquisition on loan from Hamilton, 17 goals. Then it was Blair Charlesworth, and then really after that, guys, there was no really any contribution from any other area of the pitch. Higgins getting 3, Ballantyne getting 2, and Masson getting 2. Assist wise, you'd expect Charlesworth to be in there. He got 9, playing in that calm role. Kelly got 8, Fraser got 5, Callaghan got 5, 4 for Hay, and 2 apiece for Allen, Ballantyne, Masson, and Templeman. In terms of key passes, as you'd expect, Blair Charlesworth, 39 passes in the area he plays on the pitch. You'd expect that. Mark Kelly getting 29, 23 for Fraser, 23 for Ballantyne, 23 for Callaghan, 22 for Hay, and 21 for Templeman. Overall average rating for the season, best performer was Mark Kelly. Of course, 17 goals, 8 assists, and 29 key passes in 32 games. That's a contribution of 25 goals overall in 32 matches for him. 7.07, very impressive. Matty Allen with 6.94. 6.94 for the ever impressive Blair Charlesworth. That's a player I'm going to look to build the squad around. Jordan Miller, who played almost a full season, 6.93. Ballantyne, 6.93 also. So as I say, guys, this was never going to be a long video because we're just really wrapping up the review at the end of season 1. I have been offered a new contract, so we're really going to mix the team up, see what we're going to do, bring in a lot of players, see what will happen in the transfer window. And in the next episode, once I'm sort of previewing the second season, obviously we're going to look to try and get in the playoffs or promotion or title winners, but we're going to preview the season, bring you the new team, bring you who we've brought in, talk about the players and the signings. We do have 2 players coming in on a pre-contract. I will show you them again in the next video, but in terms of the squad we've got, there's 3 players we're going to look to build next season around. So first up, that is the spine of the team. Stephen Davidson came through the youth ranks on Regen Day. Of course, I've already showcased him. A really good player, 16 years old, made 6 appearances for the first team and a 6.85 average out of those games so far. Technically, he's not great, but at that age and in the position he plays, you would expect that much. He's got 11 for marking. Mentally, he's very good for the age of 16, and physically, he's in excellent condition. Next up, who was already at the club, it's 17-year-old Blair Charlesworth, plays in that calm role. Now, he has played 33 games, 1 substitute appearance, 5 goals and 9 assists, 3 man of the match and 6.94 over the course of the season. Technically, his stats are absolutely dreadful, but he seems to do okay. Physically, he's not great, mentally he's not great, but he's one of those players that seems to perform above what his attributes suggest that he should. So I'm very happy with his contribution of the season, and hopefully he'll continue to give a little bit more next season. I expect a few clubs to come in for him in the transfer window. And finally, as you know, the record signing coming in from Partick Thistle, I think it was about £10,000, 12 appearances in total, 6 starts and 3 goals. Connor Higgins is one that we're really going to look to exploit next season. He's going to be the main man, and he's going to be the one that should fire us to goals next season. So of course I will expect contributions from other players such as Pascazio, likes of Fraser, Alan Moore, other players like that, Callaghan too, and hopefully we can get a few loan players from bigger clubs also, as well as look to exploit our feeder club, which is Celtic. Hopefully we can get a few youngsters on loan from there. But those 3 players are 3 youngsters that I think could be the spine of the team. They play centre back, centre attacking midfield and striker, so hopefully that can be a good spine for years to come. But overall, we're looking for contributions all over the pitch, especially goals coming from midfield next season. So that just about wraps up this episode, guys. Episode 7 of The Homecoming, and this is the final episode of Season 1. This is the review of the season. Of course, we didn't have much to show you in terms of games or live com, because although we had good form at the end of the season, there was no real anything to play for, and there's no point in bringing you a live com when it doesn't exactly mean anything on the board. So hopefully you enjoyed Season 1. As I say, guys, this is going to be a long-term save. This is the save that I'm really concentrating on in terms of YouTube. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully it's a bit different for you, and hopefully you've not seen anybody play as Montrose before. But if you're enjoying enjoying it, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and interact with me in the comments and I will get back to you. But as ever, guys, thanks for joining me on this episode of The Homecoming. This is the preview of Season 1, and I will be back in Episode 8 with the preview of Season 2, and hopefully this time we can charge on and make a chance for promotion in the playoffs or automatic champion spot. But who knows, there's a lot of revamp work to be done in the summer. Thanks as ever, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon on the Football Manager WizKids YouTube channel.